My name is Dale Hartnett, and I teach at the College at Brockport in the Communication Department. I also direct the Center for Excellence in Learning and Teaching, which is our teaching and learning center here on campus. Our job in the Teaching and Learning Center, what we do is we try to help teachers teach better so that students can learn better. As a teacher, when students are learning and they're learning because they want to and they're being self-directed, that's about as high a professional joy as you can get. That's what I'd love to be able to see all my students do, to be energized, to go ask interesting questions and go look for the answers. Education. But in the early 1980s, I met a friend of a person I'd met, Tom Proietti, who at the time was at St. John Fisher College. And through this mutual friend, I had shared what had been a capstone project on my master's, a group project. We'd looked at buying a radio station in Wellsville, New York, and programming it, and how would we make that a going venture. And she says, you ought to show Tom, he would love that. Call him up. I called Tom, and he says, yeah, let's get together for lunch. I brought that 138-page document into him, and he says, wow, you should be teaching our broadcast management class here at Fisher. A year later, I was in the classroom teaching, and that started a trek of where I've taught about 165 sections over the last 35, 36 years. And I found that I really enjoy teaching. Early on, I was a pretty bad teacher. I was very much a lecturer, like many people are. And I've come to the conclusion that good education is not something you can give somebody. Rather, our job is to help lead people to discover the world around them. Our job, as I see it, is more to be a coach than to be a presenter of information, to try to help them make sense of the world around them. And I never dreamt of being in higher education when I finished my bachelor's degree. I was working in broadcasting, working in radio, doing 6 shifts, working a 6-day week, and ironically ended up being a copywriter as my first full-time job. And the reason I say that's ironic was because in my freshman writing class, I managed to eke my grade up to a C-. I was certainly not the best writer, but I learned to be a better writer by writing commercials. I had to learn to write tightly, I had to learn to use active voice, all of those things that my English teachers had tried to teach me. Our salespeople and our clients and our general manager taught me, you better do that if you want to keep your job.